class at the Maximum Mobility. Used to be the Wellness Center in Corinth. So we're going to try to entertain you a little bit. We're going to try to educate you as well. So just hang in there with us for a little bit. What we're going to do to start with, the students behind me, whatever, do what we call a kata, or a series of moves against imaginary opponents. It gives you an organized way to practice and move so you actually can block and punch or whatever and get the body moving in a good, organized way. You're good. Okay, so they're moving forward, stepping into punches or whatever. The average person can defend themselves fairly easily. Most people just need to decide they can do it or whatever. So the stepping up and actually changing someone's attitude is simply as hitting them in the nose. The thing is about hitting in the nose is one of those things, it's not about busting the nose, making it bleed. You want to make that person's eyes water. If they can't see you, you're no longer a target. Okay? So what Ms. Anthony's going to do, she's going to hold the board for me for a second. So just like stepping up and hitting someone in the nose, this board represents the energy it takes to break a rib bone. So the thing about it, hitting a nose versus a rib bone and whatever, it's just a matter of just good solid impact. Stepping forward like this is all it takes for an average person to defend themselves. Their attacker, now they can't see them or whatever, and guarantee you, if you can't be seen by your opponent or whatever, he don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. A lot of things will back a person off. A simple strike to the nose. The body is real easily damaged. Side of the neck, rib bones, things like this in the side are easy to cause pain to someone to make them back off and not want to give you any more grief. Also, the young lady holding the board for me is 17. So you'd think an average, person in high school, whatever, should be able to defend themselves as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the board and let her break one. Again, so the thing is, age doesn't make any difference hardly in self-defense. Young kids, older people like myself, whatever, it's a matter of actually deciding to stand up and take care of things. Always be a nice person, but you need to have a skill set. The average person needs to just have a few things to make themselves a little safer. For instance, if you're walking the average shopping place or whatever, you should be aware of your surroundings or whatever. Because if there's a bad situation or whatever, you either have to have a set of skills to deal with it, or my choice favorite is have your radar on and know what's going on around you, and don't go that way. A lot of times using your mind is the best thing to do to defend yourself. Just if you see a bad situation, stay away from it. If you're going into a crowd in Walmart, for instance, and there's a something going on that you don't want to be close to, try to find a crowd, move with them, because the average attacker wants one weak person off of themselves to take out, because most bullies are misunderstood. Most people think that they're the one with all the power, whatever. Most bullies are looking for someone easy to attack. If you stand up to them, or there's a crowd of you, there's 2, 3, 4 people of you, this person is not going to attack you. The average person, whatever, that gets into a bad situation, whatever, had a bad feeling before they went into it. So start listening to these things. When your mind's telling you something's going on, pay attention to it. Avoid these situations. Okay? So we did punches or whatever. What about kicks? Most people have plenty of power with their legs, can kick and do things or whatever. Most people never move with it. People grab their arms or whatever and they'll just stand there frozen. No, you've got legs. It's easy to back a person off. For instance, I'll pick on Ms. Anthony again. She's my usual go-to target or whatever. The thing is, the average person, whatever, standing this close to you, whatever, the legs easily fold. You can get it from the side. All these things work that way. So all you've got to do is if someone grabs you, whatever, the thing is, they're already close enough that you can kick them. By the time they touch you, you can either escape, move backward and strike them, or pull them over this way and break their leg. you just have to have a skill set to work on. Practice that. Okay? So, now then, what we're going to do is go through another kata, and it'll have a couple of kicks in it. We're going to display to you that movement is easy. What's that? Chung-gung for us, please. Okay. Begin.
But it's just a noting
Now notice, all she did was just move through a nice series of punches and kicks. She's actually kicking to the side, kicking forward or whatever. So now then, just to show that you can break bones or whatever with a kick or whatever, I'll hold another board. Let's Miss Anthony come over here and do that same kind of kick. There again, the kick was good enough that I lost grip on the board even, the side of it. So that's one of those things. The average person can just kick forward. Most guys in the crowd are already cringing or whatever, because that's one of those things. Yeah. A straight shot into a guy, whatever, most likely take the fight right out of it. Especially if it's hard enough like this to break a board. And guarantee you, that's one of those things, those are 1-inch pine boards. Like I say, that represents the strength it takes to break a rib bone. So that's how much power it takes. It's just a good solid kick, good polished off, straightforward, just eased in their strike. The average person will back off that way.
I got a long way to go. I still got another donkey.
And the other thing is, we're talking about how easy the body is to damage. Okay, think about this for a second. Everybody reach up and think about how tender their neck is, whatever. Hit the front of the throat, the side of the throat, things like this. Most everybody's moving around. Everybody has a set of keys, a cell phone, all these things. A strike into the vital area that way will take the fight right out of somebody. So the thing is, our normal thing would be to strike this. Most people refer to this as karate chop. It just comes straight in there, whatever. So what I want to do is I want to step up and show you that even just a straight strike right into the throat or whatever still has enough power to break bones, whatever. Especially the collarbone. Striking into the collarbone this way will disable the shoulder on an attacker. Ready? Just step forward, strike into the vital part like the neck, whatever. This person's not an opponent anymore. Okay? So now then, we're going to have them step through the same kata we did to start with, just to show you. It's just basics. If everybody will just practice basic things, whatever, movement, kicking, punching, whatever, you should have the skill set to defend yourself. Changji. Yep. So like I say, straightforward, punches, blocks, things like that. So think about blocking or whatever. Miss Anthony, for instance, or whatever, if I reach up and grab her collar or whatever, hey, where's your money at? There's an easy way of escaping this, whatever. Just because someone has their hands on you, it doesn't mean they have the advantage. In this case, she's going to have the advantage. That's one of those things, if you step back, most of it, everybody's thinking it's arm strength. No. When she struck me, she stepped backward and drug me along, drug me off balance or whatever. If a person's off balance, whatever, they're going to lean forward, they're going to wait for you to kick them right in the face. So that's one of those things. Look how easy it is to defend yourself. For instance, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to step up with both hands and grab her lapel, and watch this one. Okay, where's the money? So notice, all she had to do to get my hands loose was to put one arm between the other, grab her hands together, come back across. Once she come back across, whatever, she's already set up ready for a punch. And that's one of those things. It's just that quick, and this person had both hands on you, whatever, made the mistake of putting their hands on you. You should actually make someone pay for that, because once they physically grab you, you have the actually legal right to defend yourself. Okay? So think about this one for a second. Most people, we wouldn't strike him from the front or whatever. So what if she comes up behind me? She puts a hand on me, whatever. I know right off where she's at just by her putting her hands on me, whatever. Especially women around here, whatever, that have actually high heel shoes, whatever. This is great. Just strike down those shins, whatever. The average person behind you that gets raked with a pair of heels over, whatever, I'll bet they forget about you. That shin is going to be hurting bad enough. They're going to let go of you. So say, for instance, she goes to do a choke of me. So she's gonna hold me light enough so I can still talk. Think about this. I know where she is because her arm reached across this way. The first thing I should have done once she reached around here or whatever is to pull loose and give me some airspace. But think of this. Look where her ribs are. Those ribs are easily broken. So that's one of those things. Think about this. Someone's right behind you. They're right up in a cozy spot for you to strike whatever. Using your elbow is a great way to break those ribs and get their attention. Just like she was behind me, whatever. Notice where this board is. Hands right here, whatever. I don't know where it's at, whatever. All I'm going to do is step back. That's simple to step backward and break someone's ribs or whatever. There again, they may have a hello. They may. It's hard to compete with a train. This one saying this person's right behind you, whatever. It's real simple to break those ribs, and this person regrets getting a hold of you. So that's one of those things. Look how simple it is to go out and defend yourself these days. Okay, folks, I appreciate y'all coming around. Again, my name is Greg Bullard. I teach with Corinth Taekwondo and Self Defense. We're at the Maximum Mobility Building. We used to be the Wellness Center. Okay. Also, if you have an organization, teachers, things like that need CEUs or whatever. I also teach self-defense for Northeast Mississippi Community College. So if you want to create that kind of course, you can come see us or go see Ms. Colson at Northeast for continuing education. We can hook y'all up. There again, if you're at Walmart, you're shopping, you're at church, whatever, be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you have your keys ready. Those kind of things will save your life. Especially if someone wants your money, just throw your money to them. If they'll look at my billfold and throw it back. They say, oh, that's all you got? But that's one of those things. If you throw your billfold out in front of you, you've got distance there, and if a person wants your money and that's all they want, they'll go away. Okay? So there again, we have a booth over here. If you want to talk to us further, come on by and see us. Otherwise, y'all have a good afternoon.